You picked me as your partner, so that means you like me, right? Death and I are here for you. On the map.
Here begins Fate's episode. Grimner versus Vera. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage! Great!
You're fired! Take this!
Excellent!
Take this!
Great!
You're in this way! Linear emerge!
Great! Down!
How?
Battle 2. Engage!
In this way!
Great!
In this way! Brace yourself!
Excellent!
You cannot hit our Too
Excellent!
You can take a break if you need. So, push yourself too hard.
グフの分身伊達ではない強い思いの力で青少女を動かするとはやはり人の子の可能性は我が想像を超えているな
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage!
Scarlet Oak!
Great!
停滞せよ
Trash!
風の呼吸
Great!
上昇する
Great! Great!
それ舞い降り
Now ride in utter despair!
Excellent!
Take this!
Down!
A worthy foe.
青少獣の力をここまで使いこなすとは
Battle 2. Engage!
かわせる
In this way!
Great!
Brace yourself! Does it hurt?
Excellent!
Firm. Impressive. Impressive.
Excellent!
No, you don't. In this way.
Finish!
Experience is not
強い思いの力です
Seops. Vera. Seops versus Vera. Here begins Fate's episode. Grimner versus Vera. Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage! Excellent! Great! Down! Battle 2. Engage! Excellent! Excellent! Down! Battle 3. Engage!
Look away.
Great! Excellent! Great! Finish!
Death said to tell you. Improving with every match.
伊達では強い思いの力で制し
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage! Great!
裁きを下す期間
Great!
飛べここからだ前行くし
Excellent! Excellent!
For the friends tonight.
Down!
これじゃダメだな
Battle 2. Engage!
貫く飛べ
Down.
A worthy foe.
Battle 3. Engage.
飛べ風の時に前へ
Great.
見えているよし攻める
Great.
お金だシッ踊れ受けよ暴君終焉になる新生連覇じゃ
Is it fun to be with you?
強い思いのち
Wait, has the mic been muted this whole time?
Here begins Fate's episode.
Moment. We cut back to Sam and Cat, where a woman enters the scene, and the Adobe stock audio audience goes,
Taken up.
which is the fucking noise that this show plays every single time a lore character shows up on screen, no matter how obscure, and even when they're not played by their original actors. So yeah, it's time for another NSU lore info dump. Coco Wexler was a recurring character on Zoe 101, and arguably a fan favorite when it came to the show's adult cast members. She was first introduced in Zoe 101 Season 1, Episode 4, Defending Dustin. The plot of the show is that PCA, or Pacific Coast Academy, was formerly an all-boys boarding school, and the show starts during the first year where girls are allowed on campus, with only one building allotted to them. Thus, Coco was known to show up often, as if the girls had any drama or wanted to change rooms, it was her job to deal with it. She was known for being a little disorganized to the point of causing problems, such as the episode where she accidentally assigned Quinn to the non-existent Room 36D, and all because she was ordering a bra online and got her wires crossed. But in the final 2 seasons, her life being kind of sad and pathetic became one of her main personality traits. Like Spencer, the fact that she had essentially no adult friends was constantly highlighted, with her spending more and more time with the main cast due to her having no social life. But her most memorable moment took place in Season 3, Episode 3, Hot Dean.
Carl broke up with you again. I think Carl broke up with her again.
So we find out that Carl is Coco's longtime boyfriend. Every 3 weeks, he dumps her, and always over the phone. Every time, it's because his softball team lost, and he's mad, and every time, Coco has an explosive episode.
Just leave me here to die. I know I can be moody and bloated and judgmental. I may not pay as much as other girls, but I'm fun to be with, right? Right?
Incidentally, you can make a really thorough investigative analysis into the depiction of eating disorders on these shows, but what would compel you to do that? Coco spends the entire episode hanging around the girls and bitching about Carl and her failed love life, to the extent that the girls are losing sleep, can't do homework, and their grades are being affected. So the girls decide they have to set Coco up with another man, and luckily for them, their school randomly gets a new dean, and a Season 3, Episode 3, Hot Dean. I'm so tired. So the girls try to set Coco up with the new dean, but the date doesn't go perfectly, as she sweats buckets and needs towels to dry down. Suddenly, partway through the date, who shows up but Carl.
You want to know what you do now with another guy?
You dumped me.
And that gives you the right to date other men?
Carl seems like a really shitty guy, maybe even abusive, but he admits he made a mistake, he punches the dean across the room, and that's enough for Coco, and she agrees to take him back. So in Season 4, Episode 3, Alone at PCA, the girls are expecting to go on a spring break trip with Coco, but she's in the middle of another episode because Carl broke up with her again. But this time for good reason. Coco had convinced herself that Carl was going to bring home another woman, so she climbed a tree in his front yard to spy on him, only for the other woman to turn out to be his mother. The tree branch then snapped, and Coco fell on Carl's mother, which is why he broke up with her. She speeds off in the van, leaving the main character Season 4, Episode 3 alone at PCA. Rewinding a bit for some brief context, at the start of Season 3, Chase ends up moving to London to study abroad at the exact moment that Zoe realizes that she's also in love with him. But 2008 internet is terrible, so they decide to start dating when he gets back to California and not a moment sooner. Then Elvis moves to PCA, and Zoe decides to start fucking that guy while she waits on Chase. In Season 4, Episode 9, Quinn and Logan are still hoping to keep their relationship a secret, so they go to a fancy restaurant thinking no one else will be there. But Zoe and Elvis also had the exact same idea, and they end up dining right next to each other, which is awkward. But more importantly, things are afoot when they recognize someone across the room.
Hey, yo, Carl.
Oh, hey.
You girls go to PCA, right?
Yeah, we do. You know our dorm advisor. Coco, your girlfriend.
Right.
The girls say they're going to call Coco and tell her Carl is cheating, but the woman he's with lifts the veil of her brilliant disguise to reveal it's Coco in a wig and glasses. Coco takes the girls to the bathroom and explains she's been banned from the restaurant for assaulting her former boss.
Carl and I wanted to have a special dinner date to celebrate the end of his house arrest, so I just figured why not?
I guess someone doesn't understand what banned means.
So the owner gets physical and attempts to throw her out, and Coco tells Carl to protect her.
Sorry, baby, I'm on parole.
So everyone in the cast gets banned for being friends with Coco, and they all start loudly arguing, throwing a fit while Victoria Justice practices her ambivalent face. Coco shows up one final time in the weird post-finale clip show that contradicts the actual finale. This special reinforces the one important character detail that I haven't yet, which is that Coco loves eating cold ravioli straight out of the can. After the show ended, the character wouldn't be seen again until 6 years later, in this very episode of Sam and Cat. So Coco comes in and the audience makes that noise, and she sits down right next to Sam despite her complaints. And so Sam forces Cat to switch seats with her. Cat then makes the mistake of initiating conversation.
So get this, my ex-husband Carl. Yeah? He's getting married. Guess to who? Don't guess. A lady? My mother.
And since we're doing throwbacks, guess what Coco has?
Where is my car battery?
Car battery! So Coco asks Sam to hold her car battery, and then loudly wonders what she'll call Carl now. Her ex-husband? Her stepfather? Or the man she still loves? She hooks the car battery up to her can opener and uses it to open a can of ravioli, which she eats while it's still cold.
It's the one thing that never lets me down.
One of the weirdest parts about Zoe 101, at least in the grander context of everything, is that by the end, pretty much everyone in the show had a happy ending. With maybe one or two exceptions, everyone ends up in a place much better than where they started at, and you really get the feeling of a grander resolution. But here's what's weird about that. After the Zoe 101 finale, occasionally these characters would show back up in little snippets and cameos. And every single time, the purpose was to revert whatever happy ending was already in place. Like, for instance, in the Zoe 101 finale, Stacy Dillison is hit by a car, and after the accident, she no longer has a lisp.
My name is Stacy Dilson, and I'm from Swampscott, Massachusetts. Oh my God, my
This sounds perfect!
This is played as a very big, triumphant moment that indicates that her luck is finally turning around. But this isn't actually the show's final episode. The actual final episode is a weird clip show where her lisp is totally back. She then shows up in iCarly, where one of the things she does is repeat that yes, her lisp eventually came back in full force.
I was cured for a short time, but then suffered a relapse.
And then when the character shows up in Sam and Cat, she is broken emotionally and physically, and leaves the show at her lowest point. Meanwhile, by the end of Zoey 101 Season 4, Zoe and Chase have admitted their feelings for each other several times and share a series-ending kiss. Then, in 2015, a reunion short film was made with Chase and Michael, where we see Chase is about to propose to another woman when Michael runs in. We learn that Chase hasn't seen Zoe in years and is secretly still obsessed with her. And this grows worse when Michael reveals that he dug up the time capsule buried in the original series and watched the DVD that Zoe had left in it, revealing that she had feelings for him when they were in school, which he already fucking knew because they started dating in the original series. So Michael decides he's going to throw away his engagement and go out to find Zoe because he presumes that she's still waiting for him, despite the fact that the first fucking time he left, it took her like 2 days to start fucking Elvis. And now we have Coco, a character only defined by sadness and chaos, who by the end of the series had managed to find mild mental stability. And now she's brought back almost exclusively so she can tell the audience that her life is more sad now than it has ever been before. Oh boy, am I looking forward to the Paramount Plus original movie, Zoey 102, which sounds like a fucking joke I made up, but it's not. As soon as I announced that I wanted to make a video on Zoey 101, they announced a reunion. I hate my life. So Kat asks why Coco's mom would want to marry her ex-husband, and Coco says she can ask them because they're sitting across the room. We then see them, and this is absolutely not the same actor, which is why they don't linger on him for too long. I actually have no idea who this actor is because he's not credited, but it's certainly not Jeremy Radin. Hell, maybe this is just a different guy named Carl. Maybe Coco only dates screwed up dudes named Carl. Pre-boarding on the flight begins, and Sam, Cat, and the rest eventually go up to the gate. But Cat finds out that people who need assistance get to board before first class, and gets extremely irritable at the existence of the elderly and people with disabilities. This begins a long string of people who get to board before first class, like people in the military. And Sam and Cat keep bitching about how it's unfair that they don't get to go first. The girls even get to see Coco board before them, because she is a Platinum Club member. As you recall, while this is happening, Goomer is accidentally implicating Sam and Cat in a terrorist plot that he is describing by accident. As this happens, the investigators and Goomer keep refusing to let Dice intervene or say anything himself. The lady at the front desk then says they'll next be boarding anyone with a pet, and the pet doesn't even have to be there, and it seems this woman is now officially just trying to mess with Sam and Cat because they're annoying. My hero. So the entire episode, Goomer has been asking for chocolate milk, eventually asking for...
What? Holy!
His plan has always been to throw both Dice at the investigators, grabbing Dice under his arm and fleeing from security, and also apparently none of these doors are locked. So the investigators put the airport on lockdown, meaning that no one else can get on the airplane. Sam and Cat never get to board, and the airplane is going to take off anyways. Goomer runs by and throws Sam the timers, and Sam says it's time for the kids' yeast. Remember when these shows had, like, themes? Remember that iCarly episode that's all about gaslighting? Where, like, every bit of the episode is about someone being gaslit, and then they solve they solve one of the plot lines by gaslighting the bad guy. I keep watching these shows and thinking like, oh man, when they write that second draft, this is gonna be brilliant. Like the car factory will tie into Goomer being suspected for terrorism, and all these stupid little things will have a purpose. Coco will have been in the episode for a natural reason. And then I remember that I'm not watching an early cast reading. This is just what the goddamn show is like. With that out of the way, we now have a very important milestone to cross. We are about to review the next to last episode of Sam and Cat. And this one's interesting because it revisits a couple concepts that we haven't seen in quite a while. So strap in and get yourself some popcorn. This is Season 1, Episode 33, #Knockout. So at the start of the episode, Sam and Cat are up to their typical, mutually exclusive shenanigans, while the kid they're supposed to be looking after just watches. Cat has built a massive sculpture of a man built out of bananas, and Sam, meanwhile, is working on repairing a chainsaw. Suddenly, Goomer stumbles into their patio door and falls to the ground. They bring Goomer in, leaving the kid alone with the chainsaw. And Goomer is clearly in a mood, but refuses to speak of what happened. Dice runs in and confronts Goomer, as they were supposed to train that day, but Goomer bailed. Goomer says he's never going to that gym ever again, as he reveals that he has a gym bully. As soon as she hears this, Sam is pissed off.
Yeah, Goomer may be an idiot, but he's our friend, and nobody picks on Sam Buck as idiot friends.
Kat says she's so mad that she's tempted to march on down to Punchy's gym and knock this bully right out. Everyone laughs as they can't imagine Kat knocking anything down.
You couldn't beat up a 5-year-old. I sure could. Liddy, get over here. No.
Sam tells Kat to come in front of the couch and mime out what she's going to do to Goomer's bully. Kat hesitates before giving a heroic monologue and marching towards Sam, who throws her onto the couch, defeating her without effort. Then she does it a second time, and even Liddy thinks this is sad. After the title sequence, they all meet at the gym, but Goomer tries to back out due to his fear. He finally points to his bully, a woman training by herself.
But that's a girl.
But they soon realize it's not just any girl, but Rita Rooney, a parody of Ronda Rousey, a character from Raid Shadow Legends. So Rita comes over, and it turns out she's really nice and actually polite to Goomer. But for some reason, he interprets this as her making fun of him.
Aw, who's ticklish? My tickle baby! My little tickle baby!
Kat surmises that Rita might have a thing for Goomer, which Goomer isn't able to comprehend. Sam explains that she likes him like girls like boys, and he processes this before running out of the gym screaming. Later, at Bots, Goomer is sobbing over his spaghetti while he processes this information. The crying turns into laughter, then crying again, much to the confusion of the blue robot. So it turns out Goomer's understanding of physical relations is based entirely on a nature documentary about boy and girl ducks. They imply something was in that documentary that would give him a fear of interacting with girls. And that's duck rape joke number 1. No, but seriously, I'm shocked they got this one past the network. Goomer says he has mixed feelings, as Rita is real pretty, and he's not good at talking to girls. They tell Goomer to pretend that Kat is Rita, and as soon as she touches his hand, he becomes overwhelmed with emotions and runs from the restaurant. Sam says she'll go and find Goomer, and Kat wishes her good luck, but says she's going home. Sam guesses that Kat is going to watch the Duck Channel, and Kat says maybe. After this, Herb walks in and finds Goomer's abandoned spaghetti, and he begins chowing down with his fine cutlery.
My life's going great!
So later, Rita is doing a press junket for her next battle. Sam and Dice try to drag Goomer through the gym entrance to flirt with Rita, but his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on his sweater already, bot spaghetti. Why Dice and Sam decided that Goomer should ask out Rita while she's having a literal publicity photo shoot is beyond me, but he goes up up to her and gives her a flower. She asks him if he wants to know a secret, and when he gets close, she kisses him, which is the exact same line that Robbie used on Kat in Victoria Season 4, because the writers have no game. Rita goes back to the photo shoot, and the press asks if they're going to get to see Rita spar. Rita's coach says that her sparring partner is still in the hospital, and jokingly asks if anyone wants to go a few rounds with Rita. Sam says that she would, and now the rest of the episode is about this. We come back to the apartment where Kat is watching the Duck documentary and is clearly horrified. So Rita and Sam start to spar, and Sam low-key gets her ass kicked. That or Jeanette McCurdy isn't good at fake fighting. Sam manages to get one good hit in, and Rita goes to the ground and seemingly can't get up. The press note that Rita has never been knocked down before, and her trainer says the show is over. Dice announces that he is Sam's manager, and if the press has any questions, please swarm around them now. Later, Kat is watching news upside down when she sees a sudden report about Sam injuring Rita Rooney. Kat excitedly goes to get Sam so she can see the clip.
The name of the girl who threw the vicious punch is Sam Puckett. Oh, Mitch, you got your name wrong. No, she didn't. Oh, you changed it? No.
So Goomer comes in, clearly defeated, and says that Rita hates him now. She sent him a long, angry text, and it seems she now despises him for being an accessory to the downfall of her career.
Hey, so how's my favorite fighter?
I'm okay, I'm just kind of sad.
I'm talking to Slam and Sammy Puckett.
So Dice has big news. He just got a call from Dane Fife, who runs the CFC, and he wants Sam and Rita to have a rematch at LA's biggest arena center. Sam is hesitant, as she really doesn't like doing things, until Dice reveals that win or lose, she gets $25,000, and suddenly she's in. Dice and Sam fight over if she needs to train, and he eventually brings in the person he picked for the job, Bubs Dixon. Goomer immediately decides that he's over Rita, as Bubs is just as hot, but she yells at him and he runs away. So at 6 a.m. the next morning, Bubs knocks on the front door of the apartment.
Give me,
and says,
Bobby! Give me your soul!
Sam
Your soul is mine!
his face and goes back to bed. And remember what I said about bad luck with Windows? That's 3 episodes in a row. This character is great, by the way. Having an actor show up to set who actually cares about the material for a fleeting moment really changes the energy of the whole thing. I had to struggle to get to this part of the episode, but once Bubs Dixon hits the scene, you can't look away.
What if you take Sam downtown?
So the joke here is that despite being strong or badass or whatever, Sam hates work. Dice suggests a good way to change their routine, so Bubs tasers him. The following scene is the final appearance of the restaurant Bots. At Bots, we see Dice, Sam, Kat, and Goomer get their check from Tandy, and they pay their tab. Sam is only able to eat a plate of lettuce due to Bubs' orders, and when the rest of the group go to play with go-karts, Bubs appears and says it's time for Sam to go to bed. Sam refuses, as it's only 9 p.m., and we cut to Bubs sitting on Sam to force her to go to sleep. Bubs is reading a book called Catch-23, The Sequel, which is hilarious. The next day, a press conference is held, and Sam arrives late to announce that the fight is off. Rita asks if she's chicken, and Sam says she's not, but she does like to eat chicken. In fact, she loves a lot of stuff, like hanging out with her dumb friends to do dumb things. And that night, she's going to order a bunch of junk food and watch the worst movie she can find. La la la. All of Sam's friends leave to join her, and the press asks what Rita is going to do now that Sam is out of the fight. Rita says she knows exactly what she's going to do. She's going to go hang out with Sam. So Sam, Cat, all the reporters, Goomer, Liddy, Rita, Rita's trainer, Bubs Dixon, and Herb the well-homed man sit in Sam and Cat's bedroom and watch a bad movie. Pretty much everyone is here except for Dice, and I have no idea where he might be. So now that we've finished the show's next to last episode, it's obviously time for us to recap the hashtag crimes of this hashtag show for perhaps the final time. So starting back up, hashtag crime number 123 is Sam stealing the steering wheel of a passing motorist. This is a violation of California Vehicle Code section 10852 BC, tampering with a vehicle. Next up, we have Sam also ripping off the shirt of the same driver. It seems to me that this is a violation of Penal Code section 242 PC, which relates to battery, but probably not.
My dogs are hungry.
It's also a violation of PCP section 484A, aka petty theft. So basically, ripping the clothes off of someone in a painful way is battery, and keeping the shirt is petty theft. So I'm going to call this hashtag crime number 124 and hashtag crime number 125. Yeah, that's what happens when you Google crimes. You get extra credit. Hashtag crime number 126 is Sam stealing a mailbox from the Zapathon.